The admin page is for modifying the settings and updating your printer. We can click admin here, and that takes us to a list of other settings that we can modify. The first thing is network settings. We'll go into a more in-depth tutorial, but this configures how your printer should connect to the network. The second thing is the host name. I have the host name as SV2Dev2, but you can set this to whatever you want and then use that host name to find the printer on the network. Software updates we will create a separate video for. Logs. This is if, for example, you're running into some issues with your printer and the support team asks you for logs. You click this download button to download an archive of all the logs on the printer. You can also click the clear button next to it to clear out the logs. Here you can see it reports the total log file size. After we clear them, we see that they're all deleted, so we're not using any space there any longer. The status just gives you the serial number of the printer. The serial number is also listed at the very bottom of the screen everywhere. The host name, SV2Dev2, you can set it a little bit further above on that page. Licenses. These are just some of the general terms and conditions that you have with us, Bot Factory, and then also some additional open source licenses that are used in the software on the printer. Click the Manage Network Settings button to adjust your printer's network settings. First, the printer will list what its current settings are. You will see that there's two typical modes. There's Easy Connect mode and then Standard Connect mode, which lets you configure things pretty much however you want. On the left-hand side, we have information about the wireless adapter connection. On the right-hand side, we have information about the Ethernet port. So we can see that this printer is currently on our network. It's on the network listed with the access point SSID, and it has the IP address 192.168.1.6. It is using DHCP, which means it's getting the IP address automatically. If you want to assign it a static IP address, then you can click that button to disable DHCP, and then you can set up the appropriate static IP address for it. For this machine, I want to use DHCP, so I'm going to leave that enabled. Additionally, if you're using a static IP, you might want to set a custom DNS. So you can enable custom DNS, and you can specify name server and a backup name server. The Ethernet connection info behaves just like the Wi-Fi, where you can choose to use DHCP on your Ethernet connection, or you can assign it a static IP address. Additionally, you can use a custom DNS on your Ethernet connection too. That's for if you have a cable connected depending on what your network setup is like. Those two connections typically work for most people. If, however, you can't do that, then you can enable Easy Connect mode. In Easy Connect mode, your printer will act like an access point, and if you plug in an Ethernet cable to it, the printer will assign your computer an IP address, and you'll be able to access the printer through the IP address 10.10.10.10. Additionally, if you don't have an Ethernet cable or Ethernet port available, when the printer is in Easy Connect mode, you can connect to a specific access point that it provides for you. You just need to enter the SSID on your computer. It shows the wireless password for it, so it's the same thing as your serial number. And then the printer will assign itself an IP address of 10.10.9.9, which you can then connect to. It will prevent you from connecting to the internet unless you have multiple network cards on your computer. Basically, in Easy Connect mode, your printer will act like an access point for you to connect to. Make sure you save the settings when you change them. The printer will reboot immediately after you click save, so also be mindful of that. If you don't want to save, you can just click revert and the software will forget those changes. It's important to keep your software up to date because it's how we fix bugs and other issues and how we introduce improvements to your printer. On the admin page, click Check Software Version and you'll see information about the printer. I happen to be working on a development version, so I can see that the latest stable version is 2.2.9. If I was on a production version, or what most users would have, then I would probably see installed version 2.2.8 or something like that and need to update to 2.2.9. There's two main ways to update. The common way, and the way we recommend, is the online update. You can see we can toggle online or offline updates. By default, the printer will determine if you have an internet connection, and if you do, it'll try an online update. If you don't have an internet connection, it will switch to offline updates so you can update offline. But if you try to do an offline update when you have an internet connection, you'll be warned that your printer is online and that you should use the online update. For offline updates, the first thing that you need to do is click this Download Key button, which will download a key that you can then put on another computer or device that you bring to our website at botfactory.co/manual update/sv2, and you upload the key there that you just downloaded. That will then give you another file to upload, which has the actual update code. But if you can run online updates, we can make that process a whole lot simpler. You can just click download version and it'll start downloading the update for you. Once it's done, it'll verify that it can install the update. Once it's done verifying, you'll be asked to reboot your machine and then everything should be updated. We'll show you how to activate the features if you purchase an upgrade or if they weren't activated before being shipped. From the admin page, you can click on Activate Features and you will see a list of the feature and what it is. Chances are everything is already up to date. You'll see your serial number and the last time things were checked and updated for features. The only thing that you really need to do is have your printer connected to the internet and click Check and Activate Features, and things will be updated. This here shows you it was just checked. If for some reason you're not connected to the internet, you'll need to reach out to our support team and we can help you get updated.